What is going on with them at home? They don't have another home game, but look, this is going to be a narrative that will next November and December be brought up again. How are they going to be down the stretch at home? How can you be so bad at home? What is the deal?
I don't know. And here's what's crazy to me, right?
Yeah.
Is we've asked this question for weeks. Why are you better on the road than at home? What's the difference? And it's now it's become like a talking point for them. We always get the same answer. We don't know. We can't figure it out. We're still working on it. What? Like I get you want to keep some things in house. I understand that. But at some point,
Yeah.
you need to come out and say, like, here's what we're doing wrong. Or if you legitimately don't know, then I think that's a major, major problem that needs to be addressed at the highest level of this organization, right? I mean, if you start 3-0 at home, part of your 7-0 start, and then you lose 5 straight. And if you keep saying publicly, you don't have any answers, like, at what point is the fan base going to start saying, then what are you doing coaching or playing for this team if you don't know why you're losing? Every team knows why something goes wrong, why you're having a bad stretch, why you lost a game. So you're telling me that you have no idea why you can't win at home? Like, the problem with them not addressing this is it's going to come back as a topic all during the offseason, all during training camp, all during the beginning of the next season. Every game they lose at home next year, it's going to be, why can't you win at home? Why can't you win at home? Instead of saying, if they actually do know the reason, telling us, you don't have to go into detail. Just give us a synopsis of why you don't think you can win at home.
Okay, so as I'm sitting here hearing this and seeing it from a distance, okay. Well, we don't have DeAndre Hopkins. We don't have J.J. Watt. We don't have Chase Edmonds. We don't have Rondale Moore. I could go on and on all the injuries we've had. We've had some players that haven't really produced this year like we thought that they would produce this year.
Yeah. And here's a problem with criticizing this team is the same roster will look so bad at home and look so good on the road. You're just like, what's the disconnect, right? I mean,
but wait, Josh. What happened in Detroit? Same roster,
totally.
Right?
I think what was most telling about that was when Kyler Murray stood up at the podium, and I give him a lot of credit for this, and said, we didn't expect him to be that physical. To me, that's not a roster issue. That's a coaching issue. If your coaches did not prepare you for them to be that physical, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the coaches, just pounded this into their head, and the kids were like, you don't know what you're talking about, Dad. You're wrong. I think it goes beyond the roster, right? I really do. I think, they won games.
You're talking about Cliff.
I'm talking about Cliff. I'm talking about the coaching staff as a whole. But it starts at the top, right? We're talking about Cliff Kingsbury right now. And I think we're starting to see a point where maybe if they don't make a run in the playoffs, I think it's a legitimate question to ask that, is he hitting his ceiling as a head coach?
Mm-hmm. Is it a legitimate question to ask that he is coaching for his job next Monday night against the Rams?
No. And here's why. In my opinion, no. Here's why. Because they have made significant progress, right? And I think you have to give him credit in going from taking over a 3-win team and going to 5 wins to 8 wins to 11 wins. Mm-hmm. Now, with all that being said, you still have had pretty epic collapses the second half of seasons the last 3 years, 2 for sure. And then I had a graphic a couple of weeks ago from our ESPN stats information people that showed this is a trend, right? Ever since 2013, his first year at Texas Tech, he's had second half collapses. So for whatever reason, Cliff Kingsbury coach teams cannot win games in the second half of their seasons. And that is why I think that maybe he's starting to hit the ceiling as an NFL head coach, because he's getting the most that he possibly can get out of a team. You've already wasted Kyler Murray's rookie contract. He'll probably get the extension after this year, now that he's eligible after year 3. So all of a sudden, you're going to be spending a boatload of money on this kid if he wants to resign here. Mm-hmm. Rightfully so, because the quarterbacks kind of, rule the roost. And that affects how you build your roster otherwise. You had your chance to do something last year when you lost 2 when you're in games. And this year when you were sitting pretty as the number 1 overall seed and the leader in the NFC West, and you just couldn't make it happen. So I don't think he's fighting for his job this year. I think next year it will be, if they get bounced in the first round in LA, it will be a very, very hot seat coming in.
Look deep into the Monday night matchup. They gave up 200 yards rushing to the Seahawks on Sunday. This team has not been able to stop the run. Now,
Yeah.
do you believe that they can fix that? Do you believe there's some other receivers other than Zach Ertz that can come together? Do you think they can keep the Rams' pass rush away? I guess what I'm asking you is, give me a compelling reason other than, well, they're on the road, that they're going to win this game, Josh.
Ooh, compelling reason. I don't have that compelling of a reason, right? I think that
That's
I
good.
think if I'm going to sit here and break it down,
Yeah.
I would say my guess is they're going to get JJ Watt back. So I think their run defense will be a little bit better. I think that's the kind of boost that could help a team get out to a really good start. I would not be surprised. Obviously you're probably going to get Chase Edmonds back. You're probably going to get Rondale Moore back. So you're going to have the kind of a more full complement of offensive weapons. DeAndre, I don't expect back maybe until late in the playoffs, if at all. So we have to kind of look at this team as kind of with what they have available. So you're going to have, AJ Green, Rondale Moore, Christian Kirk, James Conner, and Chase Edmonds. I think offensively, I think that they can get going with that. And Zach Ertz, we can't forget him because he's obviously a key piece. I think because of those guys coming back healthy, I think that would be why they would win this game.
I'll let you go off that. Great insight as always. Stay safe. Enjoy the playoffs.
Thanks, you too, Brad.